Philosophers historically have always had a difficult time in gaining public acceptance, general public acceptance and recognition. Those involved in academia, those interested in philosophical teachings, learnings, exploration, naturally are going to go to someone like Camus, and that's what this book is about. The moralist and the individual who struggled throughout his life to try and find the answers to all of those big questions about life. Maybe that's why the general public doesn't take a lot of the philosophical readings and writings as seriously maybe as we should, because there aren't any big answers that we've found yet anyway. There are explorations of them going all the way back, of course, to Socrates and Aristotle and their beliefs and their doctrines of what life could be, should be, and how it should be done. I like the Camus story. This is another one of those books I knew nothing about, saw it, bookstore, picked it up, because I just had never really studied his writings and teachings, and I just wanted to see what he was all about. And as is true for most philosophers, it goes from one end of the spectrum to the other within his own confined beliefs. Because if there's anything I think that's true to all philosophers is you never stop looking and you never assume that you have found the right answer to any particular question about what life is all about. But this is a real nice book to introduce you to him, to introduce you to his theories, his beliefs, and ultimately I think why this is called The Moralist is that in his life he always came back to trying to be a moral person, which in and of itself is difficult enough to define, but to be doing the right things and be treating people correctly. And that in the end became his religion, it became his philosophy, it became the starting and end point for how he lived his days and how he ended up teaching. And if you're interested in philosophical explorations by those who have done it for their entire lives, this is a good book. It's a good introductory book. It's short, it's an easy read, but it covers a lot of ground. And Camus certainly had a lot to say about life and always turned it back onto himself and what he was doing and how he lived it. I think you'll gain a much better understanding of him if you take a look at this book.